Hello, hello, hello.
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 Hello, everybody, and welcome to the #1 Woman Crush Wednesday show on the Fuel Sports Network. We are the ATeam. My name is Amber. Of course, my co-hosts Amanda and RC are here, and it can't be the ATeam without RC, so we've got to have her in here. How's it going, ladies?
It's going good. It's going good.
Awesome
It's been a
sauce.
minute since we've all been together.
It
I
has.
know. Holidays have happened. Everybody got what they wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. I got the schedule for the UFL, and I know we'll be talking about that later on today.
Mm-hmm.
But more importantly, happy birthday to the one and only king of rock and roll, Mr. Elvis Presley. Today is his birthday.
Okay.
So I want to acknowledge that.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Has nothing
What's
to do
your
with
favorite
sports.
Elvis song?
My favorite Elvis song?
Yeah.
Love Me Tender.
Aw.
I don't know what it is about that song, but it tugs at the heartstrings for me. Elvis Aaron Presley was born January 8th. He is a twin. A lot of people don't know that.
I didn't know that.
He is a
I
twin.
did not know that.
And believe it or not, his little brother passed away early childhood. Okay. And he actually also is blonde hair, blue eyes. He dyed his hair every 2 weeks, and in fact went as far as to throw shoe polish in his hair to ensure nobody knew that he was blonde. So
Wow.
that was
I
a big
did not-
thing.
I did not know
Can't even
this.
imagine him with blonde hair.
It's wild, but believe it or not, there actually is a photo in the stairway of Graceland that shows him with his blonde hair. To this day, it stands there. And it's if anybody ever has anything to do in Memphis, while you're catching a Showboats game, might as well go ahead and look at some of the most beautiful landmarks they got around there, including some blues, some barbecue landmarks, and Graceland.
Good
Nice.
to know.
So, as all of us know, I know Amber was saying we were going to get to the UFL schedule later, but we do have time now. So, because we will have a special guest, but he's not with us just yet. But if you guys are okay with that, we'll just jump right into the UFL schedule. First off, we've kind of touched on this before. What are your thoughts as far as Friday night games for the UFL?
I'm loving it. I mean, I'm from Texas, so Friday Night Lights is damn near religion. Honestly,
Right.
it truly is. It is high school Friday Night Lights. It is an experience. It's sometimes all that these smaller communities have that are dotted throughout the Texas landscape. And we thoroughly enjoy Friday Night Lights out here. My kids are out of high school, but I still go to Friday night games and support them. My son, my brother's son, my nephew, actually plays varsity school. So I go and support him as much as I possibly can. So it's an amazing thing. If you don't know what football is until you see high school football, that's for sure.
That's true. And like Amber touched on, in Texas, it's really part of the culture. Friday Night Lights. I mean, I think they even had a show about it or a documentary about it.
Oh
Now,
yeah.
I don't know if it's the same across the different cities that are playing. Do they have that same feel up there in St. Louis about Friday Night Lights?
Oh, yes. Football in St. Louis. I mean, in my opinion, football in St. Louis is huge, whether it be Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Like, it's a big deal here. But high school football in St. Louis is a big deal. It's very competitive.
Is it?
Yes,
Oh, I
it
didn't know
is
that.
very competitive. Yes.
I would
Very
have
much
figured
so.
in the fall, the weather would have been a deciding factor. Nobody wants to play football in 3 feet of snow.
Oh, people in St. Louis don't care, to be honest with you. I think
Nice,
that they would
nice.
still show up. Yeah. Friday night football. And I remember in high school too, football games and everything. And even after graduating and going back to the games, you have people that graduate and still come back and watch
yeah.
it. I mean,
Oh, for
I
sure.
went to Eureka High School, and Eureka is definitely big into football there. I would say, in my opinion, it was football, baseball, and soccer were their big ones, but football by far was the biggest. And Riley Baker, who was in the military, lost his life in the military, and they do something every year where they have like a jersey that represents him, and they get to play using his number for that particular game. It's really special. It's very cool. It's been an ongoing thing as long as I've been in school. So it's
nice.
very, very cool to see.
Are there any special things that happens for you,
I
RC?
see about Friday Night Lights is the tailgating, right? People either have two options, like either maybe three. Call in sick that day, leave early, or just kind of skip the tailgating and head straight to the game. But we all are flexible enough with our schedules that we can make that work. So I think it's just changing of mindset, right? We can do this. This will be a positive thing. Let's look at the pros, not the cons. So I love tailgating, but at the end of the day, we need attendance at the game. Doesn't count what happens outside of the field. It's what's happening inside the stadium, inside on the field. So I think Friday nights is going to be amazing, and it's all how we dress it up.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I know that the season kicks off March 28th with the St. Louis Battlehawks.
I'll be right back. You guys keep talking.
In Houston for the Roughnecks. That is going to be a Friday Night Light game, right?
Right.
And we're looking, man. I'll be very honest. I'm enjoying it. Our tailgate, Roughneckers tailgate, is already planning on being there, dressed to the nines, supporting our Warrior Wishes Foundation, out there helping veteran families. And I'm looking forward to seeing who all is going to show up, who all is going to show out, and if any additional lights are going to be involved in people's outfits for these super fans that are out here. I'm kind of curious as to how that's going to go.
Well, I was going to ask you, any new costumes or new looks for the Predator couple?
Well, I think I might be putting some lights inside the tutu. So Mrs. Predator might have something. And obviously our masks, we got the little targeting light that comes with the Predator. So that's going to be there too. I mean, who knows? I might find some light up dreads to add into what I already got. You'll have to come and find out, guys. Come and find out.
Some flashing lights.
We'll see.
That weekend is going to be all about football and all about the UFL.
Yep. And I mean, I'm even going to go ahead and road trip it for Saturday, for the game Saturday. So hopefully we'll get a caravan going and be able to go out and support the UFL. Yeah, of course, I will be in my gear. However, it is a UFL sport. So we got the teams out there. Who's it going to be? Brahmas and Arlington, yeah? The Renegades? Yeah, Renegades at Arlington. So our San Antonio Brahmas will be taking on our Arlington Renegades at Arlington on Saturday. And that will be a fun road trip and a good time to be had by all. Always Marco and the Renegades tailgate. They are phenomenal in hosting. So we're looking forward to seeing them.
One thing I just noticed.
So I'm looking forward to that. And definitely looking forward to hanging out with you and the crew in Houston.
One thing I did just notice is that the Battlehawks have the most Friday night games. They have 4 Friday night games.
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting. I noticed that DC only has 2. Michigan Panthers only have 2. Brahmas have 3. Renegades only have 2. Showboats have 3. And the Stallions have 3. So yeah. And Houston only has 1. And that's the opening week.
Just the opener. It's the only one we got. I know.
TikTok.
A lot of it has to do with the renovations that have recently happened at TDECU. So this is going to be our first year back at the U of H campus for it, and it'll be a phenomenal welcome home. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm sure that our Roughneck Nation is looking forward to getting back to where we were. Because don't get us wrong, we enjoyed being hosted by Rice, but it definitely was not the best of conditions.
Amber, what do you think about CJ Johnson being back? What are your, we love
I'm-
Angel here. So
I'm looking forward to Coach Johnson and see what he's got to do. I know that, a lot of people are going, oh, it's the Gamblers and UFL and blah, blah, blah. Look, guys, it's UFL. And here's the kicker. This is the reality that needs to set in for everybody is that these teams are going to change yearly. Drastically, they're going to change yearly. Why is that? Because we've got NFL players coming down to UFL. We've got UFL players going up into NFL. We've got college players that didn't get drafted coming into UFL. We've got walk-ons that might be phenomenal enough to play in UFL. There's going to be trades galore and changes outright. So guys, just strap on your seatbelt, tighten up your chin straps. It's going to be one heck of a ride year after year, and be there to support your team. You could be the champs one year and dead last the next. We've seen it happen.
Right.
That's true.
What about you,
One
RC,
thing
with
that,
Wade Phillips
you
coming back?
mentioned was a super fan. What
Oh, yeah.
constitutes a super fan? And the reason I ask that is because I have a lot of merchandise here, and I don't know if I'm a super fan. So I have the hat that I'm wearing. I got my Brahma Mama hats. I have a plethora of different T-shirts. See all that? In different colors. We have yellow. We have black. We have another black one. We have this one. My husband made this one with Brahma Mamas and Betty Boo. We have a white one. And my friend actually went to France this summer, and she knows how much I love yellow, and she bought me this purse from France, genuine leather. So does that mean I'm a super fan? What constitutes a super fan?
I believe a super fan is an individual that has created a persona, whether it is Rig Rocker from the Roughnecks or us, the Predator couple, or it could be Sir Calibird with the Battlehawks. We've got Captain Obvious with the DC Defenders, the Lemonhead guy. We've got Doug the Defender out there in the world. You got the Stallion guys who are out there for Alabama. As far as the showboats, I think we've got a few Captain related super fans out there. The Brahmas, you got Brahma Babe. She's one of them. I know that we've got oh gosh, I'm drawing a blank. The Avenger looking guy that's for the Brahmas. He runs around with that
Brahma?
With the Avenger shield. Yeah, Captain Brahma. Yeah, that's his name. There's quite a few super fans, and the one thing they have in common is they all cheer for their team explicitly, right? They love their team, but we also support each other as a league. And that persona helps to promote our team, as well as gives us the opportunity to kind of play with the audience, play with the crowd, and who knows, maybe do some wonderful volunteer work on the side.
It's sort of like a mascot, right? You're part of the team, but also you're part of the fans.
Yeah.
So Kiala says we love all the super fans that rep all the teams. My son loves meeting all of them from different ladies. Okay, so let me just say this about the super fan thing. In my opinion, the super fan too is, yes, what Amber said, but the traveling, like the miles that these people have put in to drive. And in my opinion, a super fan is just a fan that is willing to go from game to game, that is willing to wear the gear and support the UFL for what the UFL is and what it stands for. I just think that after seeing what the Predator couple has done and what Brahma Babe and Rig and all of them have done with putting in the miles to go these different places, and seeing them at the forefront at the beginning of these games and seeing them when the games come on is very cool to see, but also the children that run up to you guys too and just admire you for what you're doing and they think that it's super cool. I love that because not every team necessarily needs a team mascot. You know what I mean? Like the league is going to get their mascots through fans themselves, because everyone wants to express themselves in a different way of what they think that team stands for and the look that that team is. And I think that's the coolest part too when I go to a Battlehawk game is Battlehawks to everybody that's in there means something different. I mean,
Oh
you
yeah.
see people with jackets with sequins all over them, and then you see people with wings, and then you see Excalibur, and then you know what I mean? Everyone has a different look to what Battlehawk is, and I just think that that is really cool that this is a league that people can express themselves in those ways of how they see the team. I think
Yeah.
it's really cool.
The
Yeah.
kids, you brought up the kids. I'll tell
Yes.
you right now, that's one of the most amazing aspects about this is
Mhm.
having the kids come up, especially young ladies,
Yeah.
going, oh my gosh, there's a girl predator, and trust me, I'm not a fan of tutus, but
And
that
the
is
yacht
the
club and
reason I wear
Memphis.
the tutu is so people can distinguish us between Mr. and Mrs., and we
Mhm.
have a young man here in Houston who is autistic and doesn't do social interaction very well. So him and
Mhm.
dad created their own mask so he could go to the games. And I'll tell you, he's
Love
like
that.
Riggs' number one fan. And I mean, they have the absolute best time. I've had the opportunity to meet him. I'm not going to throw out a name for, I'm just protecting a kid here at this point, but he's a phenomenal kid. His parents are awesome. And he actually gets to enjoy the game because his mask is his super fan access to
Mhm.
get into the game and get into the game spirit. And it makes him that much more engaged.
Right.
And, it's tough when you're battling autism and you have a kid that can react at any given time. But we do our best to stay as patient as we can with all of our kids. And like I physically make it a point to kneel down so I'm on a kid's level so they don't feel so intimidated by everything, because it's a lot to take in.
It
Some kids can be scared of it, and I do my best to try to play the happy, oh look, peekaboo, I love you kind of thing.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's you get good and bad with it all, but overall it's a great experience.
Right. Like I can honestly say too, when the Autism Speaks went to the UFL Battlehawk game, and it was just really refreshing to be able to have them all on the field, and actually got to meet a coach whom his child has autism as well.
Right.
And it even brought tears to his eyes. I mean, this coach is literally looking at me and saying, you know, I can't believe you guys did this. This is so sweet. To give these children this opportunity is amazing. Thank you so much for having me and involving me in this. And it was just really cool and very, very much so appreciate again to the St. Louis Battlehawks and the league themselves, UFL, for doing that. That
Yeah.
was a very, very cool experience. RC, I wanted to ask you real quick, what do you feel about Wade Phillips coming back? You know, they've been posting these videos of Wade Phillips on the UFL page and everyone getting to know him more. I feel like he is definitely a coach within from last year, you know, in the years past till now, from when he was with the Roughnecks till the Brahmas.
Salsa
He
Wade.
really has, yes, he really has a personality on him. What do you think about him being back?
I love consistency. I think consistency is important. I think he made a good connection last year, and I think that connection continues onto this year. And I think that really brings the fans, super fans, regular fans, doesn't matter.
Mhm.
I think the connection with the community is so important. This past holiday, they had, and I don't know if you were aware, but they had a Brahma tree in one of our outdoor malls, and they had hooked up with bringing a gift for a child. And so that those are the things that really make that connection, that relationship. He's not just a coach for the Brahmas, he's our coach. He's the San Antonio coach. He's the coach that's giving back to the community. And I think
Yeah.
that's what's the most important. I do know that some of the players were there, and that again, it makes us feel more like family, not just fans. And so I am super excited. I know we also made the connection with his sister, and I'm looking forward to hanging out with her and tailgating with her. I think the more consistency, the better, and more of the activities where he can get involved with the community is the best thing. It really is. So
Mhm.
I'm Southling too. Wade Phillips.
I love it. I love it. And I didn't know when he was with the Roughnecks that he got to meet Travis Kelce. I'm sure he's met him before, but he got to meet Travis Kelce. I thought that was really cool too. I saw in the video.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm personally, me myself, I'm excited about Anthony Beck being back. I think that he is not only just a class act man, not that all the other coaches aren't, because they are. He very much so talks about family and what the team means to him in that relationship aspect. And that's what I really appreciate about him too. But he also means business on the field.
True.
And so he's very good at separating the two. Business versus personal situations. I think he definitely is good about that, which you have to be when you're the head coach, right? Because it's easy to probably be in situations where you feel bad about something, but you have to, what you do for one, you have to do for all. Isn't that what we were told when we were kids?
Yeah.
For one, you do for every. So anyway, I'm just very excited about him being back. I think that we're going to see consistency on the field, and that's what I look forward to. So
Yeah,
ready
for
for
sure.
it.
I will say when it comes to this UFL schedule, we got the Friday night games. I'm looking forward to that. I think it gives fans the opportunity to travel to see other games on separate days. So I think that's a happy little added bonus. I'm loving that. I also think that week 5, San Antonio Brahma's first home game. I think that they've got a tough schedule right out the gate with 4 games away back to back to back to back.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to seeing how they're going to handle that schedule and see if Wade can actually adapt and overcome being on the road for that long period of time.
And I think that's where the watch parties are real important. Where we can start getting involved, start getting the different places, bars, ice houses, so we can gather as fans, gather as family, so we can follow the team. Because you're right, it is going to be a little bit of a struggle, but that doesn't mean that we can't overcome that. And I know for a fact that when I talked to my ticket guy, Shane Sharp, he had said, yes, we're less one game than last season. However, we can get a discount for an away game. And that's the first opportunity that I'm going to take advantage of getting one of those tickets that first weekend, either in Houston or Arlington. That's where I'm going to use my discount. So I think the league is really going out of its way to help the fans so we can still make that connection. And so I'm looking forward to it. And yes, it is going to be a little bit of a struggle, but this doesn't matter how we start. It's where we end is the most important. So rock it.
Oh yeah. And I mean, I'll even add on to that. Look, guys, away teams, when y'all come down to Houston, y'all come check out the Houston Roughneckers tailgate. We welcome everybody. There's no turning away. Come have fun, hang out, and enjoy. I can speak on behalf of the Brahmasitas. They are phenomenal at hosting on their tailgates. The Renegades crew, they are phenomenal at hosting their tailgates. I mean, even St. Louis, St. Louis, DC. I have not in all of my travels, and I traveled 12,000 plus miles last season. I went to every single game that the Roughnecks had.
Bravo to you.
And every single away game, there was an open seat for me and Mr. Predator and Rig Rocker at the tailgates. So there is no way that our UFL fandom is going to allow our visiting teams and their fans to be without. Come hang out at the tailgates. Just walk up and say hi. Feel free.
And the Horns Forward podcast has also done an amazing job doing all of that traveling and supporting the team, supporting the league, and even supporting the rest of our podcasters. I think we really need to bond together and have one purpose. The purpose is for the league to succeed, for each podcast to succeed, because when one succeeds, we all succeed. And that's really the truth of the matter.
Definitely. So please feel free to come by, no matter where you're at. No matter what fan you are, we might razz each other and trash talk, and that's okay. That's part of the fun, right?
It's part of the
But
game.
it's always in good spirits. Always in good spirits.
Lots of love
So,
behind it.
right. And I'm just going to throw this out there right now. As you both know, Jake Bates came after my team in the NFL this last weekend.
I saw that.
Anyway, there was just a
What's
lot
up
of
with
don't
that?
even. It was absolutely awful. How many first downs we had, I could probably count on both hands. There was hardly any. There was too many calls that were called that shouldn't have been called, or called that vice versa. It was just terrible. It was absolutely terrible. We had missed kicks, and some of them we should have been kicking and we didn't kick. When it's okay, let me ask a question. When you're playing football and it's a game that matters, points matter, right?
Of
You
course.
want to get the most points in the first half of the game. Why are you going for on a fourth down consistently in the first half of the game and not kicking for field goals for points? I don't get that. So then when the other team comes on, they're starting right there, already past the 50. I mean, I don't understand it. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I guess it's not my job to understand it because I'm not a coach.
Sometimes it's like that, and let's be honest, it's playoffs in the NFL.
You want points. I don't understand why you're going for a fourth
But it's
down when you need
playoffs in the
points
NFL,
first
though.
down.
You've got to understand it from a bigger picture perspective, Amanda. You got to realize that some teams will purposely fluff the game
Listen, my
in
father
order to get a
is an
better
accountant.
standing in a playoff contingency. I mean, let's look at the Titans versus the Texans this past weekend. The Titans wore "Love You Blue" throughout the whole Oilers brigade, knowing it's going to get under the Texans' skin. Because why? It's our colors. It's our logo. It's our team. I get that y'all went to Nashville. Whatever. It is what it is. At the end of the day, though, they lost. Why did they lose? They wanted the first round draft pick. Come on.
It kind of also goes down to money. Money's always involved.
Oh,
At the end of the day, it's the contingency. I mean, I'm looking at it this way. Honestly, I would, NFL, I'm going to say it here for the first broadcast in 2025 for the ATeam with RC. I'm going to say it. I want to see the Texans and the Lions in the Super Bowl. I think that would be a phenomenal matchup.
I agree
Why?
with you.
Both teams have never won a Super Bowl. They both have the heart. They're fighting for it. And let's be honest, Kansas City, they're overrated. We saw the last time they played the Texans, the calls were so bad that the entire refereeing staff got put on a suspension.
That speaks volumes. But yeah, I'm done with, we need some new action. We need some new teams in there. And I agree with you. Those two teams, the Lions, that's going to be awesome. They were great last year, and they're even better this year.
Well, and I'll be frank. I think if the Texans can get past the Chargers, I think they've got a fair shot against the Chiefs. And then depending on whether Pittsburgh or Philadelphia, whoever, in that bottom bracket comes out to play against the Texans, I think it'll be easy pickings after that point. If they can get past the Chargers, they have a real shot, and I'm totally here for it.
Well, this is where we find out the best of the best.
Now you've got the Chiefs and the Rams, or the Chiefs and the Lions are both number one, and they're on bye weeks, so they get that extra little bit of rest, right? Mm-hmm. And we're hoping that rest will do them justice. And I mean, I would love to see it. I know you've got the Commanders going up against, who is it? Can't remember. There's just so many teams out there.
I'll tell you.
I don't think the Commanders are gonna do. I think it's the Rams. I want to say it's Los Angeles Rams. No, it's not the Cowboys. enjoy the armchair coaching. But I mean, in all respect, though, the Cowboys, just like the 49ers, have been dealing with a plethora of injuries. And
play the Bucks.
They're playing the Bucks?
Yep.
Okay.
They play the Bucks.
Even the cheerleaders are getting injured with the Cowboys.
That is the Sunday night game.
Have we Have y'all seen the news on Dak? Is it Dak?
Yeah. About the robbery?
Dak Schmack.
Yeah, well, the
Blah,
robbery is
blah.
one thing. But then I think their running back, Ezekiel Elliott, is actually
He wants to get
leaving.
out.
He's gone. Tunzel from the Texans, gone. Like there's some major moves going on. And this is why we
Coaching
cannot.
staff's big time.
Yeah, these major moves are happening. And, it's very possible that some of these individuals during these major moves will end up going down a level to the UFL. And I'm here for it. I want to see it. I want to see it.
It's
And I
another
think it could
option.
boost the validity of the UFL.
That's true. I like it.
That is true. I don't count out the Bills either. The Bills
Yeah,
are
they're kind of sneaky.
The Bills are very sneaky. They're they're not as consistent, I guess I
Right.
should say, as like the Lions are. But shout out to Travis Kelce for the Walter Payton Man of the Year
Yes.
as the 2024 Charity Challenge winner. That's pretty impressive. I don't know. I'm not a Burrow fan either, to be honest with you. I don't know how you guys feel about the Bengals, but that's not really.
I know that Higgins is looking to leave the Bengals. And if Higgins, which is one of their top receivers, I mean, let's go. Let's see where it ends up.
Yeah,
Maybe
so
a
the
game
Chargers
changer for one team or the other.
We'll see. We'll see.
So do you guys have the Steelers or the Ravens?
I'm pushing Steelers. And the only reason I'm pushing Steelers is because I think they'll be an easier beat for the Texans on that side, on the AFC side.
I'm going to go Ravens just because.
She just wants to be against me. That's what it is.
Just cause
That
trouble.
Chargers and Texans game, though, that's gonna be
That's the game of the week. I'm telling y'all.
that's gonna be a doozy. It's gonna be a doozy. Chiefs have a bye. I do know that. Detroit has a bye.
Yep.
The Vikings play the Rams on Monday Night Football. And it's in LA.
I got a feeling that's
Not a
going to be the
fan.
advantage there is that the Rams have the home team advantage. They've got the home field advantage. And I mean, given the way the Vikings played this past week, I don't know. I feel like there's some contingency, some turmoil amongst the ranks there that needs to either be settled before the game or set aside until postseason.
Darnold's either
Did you
on
say
or
they're gonna
Darnold's
play
off.
in LA
He's not
this
either
weekend?
one.
Do what?
Did you say that they're going to play in LA this weekend?
Yeah, they're they're
Monday.
playing in LA.
Monday
No,
Night
I
Football.
wonder if the fires and all that is going to impact on that game.
Oh.
And let's look at it for the next
Think about that.
5 days. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. We have football, folks.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think that's an
It's
unprecedented move.
Mm-hmm.
Like a holiday just for football.
RC, where do you typically we'll have to figure something out to where we can post what places are good places to go to, I guess, to watch the game that fans go to. Because I know in San Antonio there's a few bars that people go to. Even the brewery that we were at too. I'm sure that they have it there also.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So maybe posting places that people can find the game would be something cool that we could do too. Just to get the word out for the UFL too for Friday night games with that, because obviously we all know as one day or, back in the day we used to on Fridays go out. Now we're old and we don't go out on Fridays as much, but it would be good for people to know where they can go and fans to go to watch.
I know back in the day, some people went to one bar and then some people went to another bar. And it was almost like, no, you should come with me. No, you should come with me. And I was like, time out, people. We're adults here. The point is to get people, no matter where you're at, no matter what bar, no matter what setting, no matter what ice house, just get them there, because really one person can go live at Alamo Brewery, another person can go at the Alamo Ice House and show that all over San Antonio we are coming together to watch the game, not just one place. So even if we have anyone listening, watching, who says, hey, I have a bar, you know what? I'll open my bar. I'll open the doors. I'll open my arms to the fans. Let us know, because we would love to promote you. We're not here just to promote one bar or two bars. As many bars in San Antonio that will showcase our team, showcase the Brahmas, will be there. Somebody will be there. And that's really what it's all about. And so anyone out there wants to promote their business, come contact with me and I will do my best to get the word out.
For sure. Anybody in the UFL fandom, if you know a great location for home games, away games, any games, UFL, please reach out to us, admin, ADMIN, at fuelsportsnetwork.net, right? Or is it .com?
We'll put it in the
let's get it in the comments. We'll get it thrown up in there for you guys. Throw it out there. You know, there's more than one way to reach out. Of course, if it's in the Houston area, you guys can reach out to me and to the Roughneckers tailgate. And you know, who knows? We might even get on the away games, have some of the Houston Roughnecks swag available from their marketing teams while we're watching and hosting a watch party. You never know.
And we can have one place that's kid friendly, family friendly, and maybe we can have another one that's not. And that's okay too, right? We don't have to bicker about, well, my kids aren't welcome there. It doesn't matter, people. It's the fact that we're going to a game, we're watching the game, we're showing our love for the UFL, we're showing our support. Kids,
just because
wine, beer, it doesn't matter.
Just because you're going to a bar doesn't mean you don't DVR it, guys. Set it.
That's right.
Let's make sure we're getting those viewing numbers up for the away games. Let's make sure that we're talking to our local facilities to get those viewing numbers up. Let your friends and family know. Look, guys, you don't have to just record it. Just record it. Just mark it for record. Get it set. Get it programmed. And thank you for the support. You know, another aspect of it that I want to make sure that we're pointing out is that when we are doing these, you know, we have what Spurge usually gets up on game day and does a podcast where he interacts with the folks that are in various tailgates or at various games or other locations to kind of, hey, what's going on in St. Louis? Let's see how they're doing today. What's going on in Memphis? Let's see how they're doing today. How about them Brahmas? Let's see what's going on with their tailgate. And I mean, even if it's just a high and by 5-minute thing, trust and believe the Fuel Sports Network is here to help promote everything UFL.
Yep. Everything. And love doing it.
And have so much fun doing it. We all know each other because the UFL brought us all together.
Exactly.
And that's a friendship, a sisterhood, a bond that nobody could break, you know? And so there's more than just football when we talk about tailgating, when we talk about watch parties, when we talk about super fans. There really is more to football. You know, even we started the Brahma Mamas here in San Antonio, females and footballs. We give back to the community. We collect food for the food bank. We have handed out flowers on Mother's Day. We've had Easter egg hunts. So it's more than just football. It really is. It's the connections, the relationships that we're working on.
Absolutely. And
so what else with this schedule, Amanda, that you're noticing that you'd want to discuss?
With the UFL schedule?
Yeah.
I also like the fact that the games are close in vicinity to each other, so you can travel, you know, from one game to the next game to the next game. I do love that also. I don't really like playing the Brahmas twice.
What's wrong with that?
What's wrong? You afraid you're gonna get whooped twice?
Well,
is that the issue?
I figured you'd like it so you can just take them out and you got 2 wins in your win column. Look at me I'm trying to start stuff between y'all. Y'all see this, right?
Yeah, what is the issue with playing with us twice?
It's 2 times.
My palms get too sweaty when I watch that game. They just
And that's a
do.
good thing. That's a good thing.
They
We got
do.
talent. We have
I know, and you
talent.
got Kirkland back. I mean, we do have quite a few players back. As you all know, Mike Rose is coming back. I think that is huge that he's
Right.
coming back. I did meet his family last year at the tailgate. That's another fun things about these tailgates is that you're meeting these players' families too.
Oh yeah.
True.
I mean, you're getting to know so many people, and Mike Rowe's family, they're amazing. They're so sweet, so kind. AJ's parents, of course, they're so sweet. So yeah, it's just the relationships you get through these players is really cool too. And then we got to meet a father of a player in San Antonio too, which was really cool. He was at the
Nice.
tailgate. So yeah, it's just fun. And they all walk through the tailgate and everyone gets to talk. It's just, can you tell I'm ready for it?
Oh man,
So
we're all
again,
stoked.
After
why are
so long, you
playing
just get
players
so
twice? Is it
antsy.
because of our talent, our skill, our professionalism, our coaching.
And
And I mean, at the end of the day, getting this every Wednesday from a woman's perspective, it's, you know, it's refreshing. So I enjoy the fact that we're the #1 rated show on the Fuel Sports Network. I hold that with pride. I want us to be here every Wednesday, chatting with you ladies, chatting with our fan base and our audience, and giving it from a woman's perspective, because you never know. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't, you know?
oh, and coaches' families too. That was
Mm.
another one. Yeah.
Yeah, Miss Angel Johnson, which
Yep.
is Coach CJ Johnson, is Coach CJ's wonderful wife. She is an absolute amazing, definitely lives up to her name, Angel. And
Yes.
they are a beautiful, beautiful, loving couple.
Yes.
I thoroughly enjoy seeing them, hanging out with them. Our offensive coordinator, we got to meet them at our last meet and greet. You know, Catherine Schultz, Jason uh, G. Ganola.
Ganella.
Ganella, that's what it is.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's phenomenal individual. I got to meet him. So, you know, you're dealing with, you know, I got to meet Moose, you know, so that's phenomenal. And you get to give some insight. And I mean, my ultimate fangirl experience with the upper management was I actually got to meet Danny Garcia. And it was
Wow,
a
that is awesome.
phenomenal experience. She autographed Mr. Predator's belt. So he
That's
holds that
cool.
very dear. And it's an amazing feat to see a woman of that magnitude, of that grace,
Mhm.
of that professional ability to be able to come in and just take it and run with it and show these guys that, yeah, we can do it just as well, if not better.
Mhm.
True.
It's almost like when she steps onto the field, you know she's there when you don't even know.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
it's weird. It's
Definitely has a
weird.
presence.
Yes, she does. And a very good presence too. She's very good with business. Okay, so what else you guys got? Anything? Also, don't forget to go out and get your UFL trading cards that are
Oh,
out.
yeah. I
Those
forgot
are
about
very
those.
cool.
A little bit for those who aren't aware.
Yep. Don't forget to go out and get those. You guys, there's just a lot of exciting things with UFL. I feel like this year too, with camp coming up, you know, just getting to see those pictures, and then once media starts revving up of getting to meet each of the players individually when they ask them the questions and do those really cute videos. I'm
Right.
excited for that because I feel like that's okay, it's almost here. It's like the home stretch. Like we're
Right.
almost there. I know. I know.
We're getting
I'm
closer.
mostly excited about seeing that new field, that new turf, and the
Yes.
LED lights. I am excited about that.
I am looking forward to being back home in TDECU. That's for sure.
Yes.
I'm definitely going to step in and go, I'm home. You know,
Yeah.
they did some awesome renovations to the north side of the stadium, put in a gigantic screen, and added a little bit more seating. It's going to be an amazing an amazing way to look at the game, a whole new experience, and I'm here for it. I'm living for it. It's going to be phenomenal.
That's
I
cool.
can't wait.
We actually upgraded our seats.
Nice.
So we're now on the 50-yard line. So we were busy over the off season working on that. So there's still time to get your tickets. I did reach out to Shane Sharp. He's one of the ticket guys here in San Antonio, and we're working on trying to get him to come on next week to talk about ticket sales.
Yeah, for sure.
We're working on getting Dan Chandler on also for the St. Louis Battlehawks too. So, yes, we want.
Well, I'm pretty sure that I can reach out to my ticket guy and see if he'd be willing to come on as well.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, we've got a ticket girl here for the Roughnecks.
Well, there you go. Bring her on.
I'm like, let's go ahead and see if we can get a ticket saleswoman out here and see what it's like. You know, is it tougher to sell season tickets for a male-dominated sport? Being a woman, inquiring minds.
Oh, is it easier or harder?
Yeah. Do we use our feminine wiles to make these sales go up, or does it just make it that much more difficult?
Never know. Question of the day.
Well, we've bounced back and forth between UFL and NFL, but
I don't believe so. They have not started selling.
No, single tickets have not gone on sale just yet. I'm gonna think that it'll probably happen 4 weeks out, maybe. We'll see. I will definitely find out from our sales people and bring it back for next week and let everyone know. But we've spoken about UFL, we've spoken about NFL. We got the college championship game, guys. What did we think of that? What are we with these bowl games going on and everything that's happened?
Telling my husband, he's like, "Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Those games are all by New Year's." I'm like, "No, honey, UT Austin's going to be in the Cotton Bowl," and I was right. I do know a little bit about football.
Well, shout out to Rocco Beck for winning for Iowa State with the Pop-Tart Bowl. I thought that was pretty impressive, pretty cool. And I think the field had like sprinkles on it and stuff. Like it was, I don't know, like it had icing marks on it.
Yeah, they painted it special, like a Pop-Tart.
Yes, I love that. That is so cool.
That was definitely a good one. I will say one of the playoff games that I was excited to see was the Oregon Ducks and the Ohio Buckeyes. Nice. That was a phenomenal game. It was very, very physical, and I was there for it. So congratulations to Ohio State for the big win. And, you know, all the other bowl contenders in the big wins. The only contingency that I have about this is now that college players are getting paid, which I completely agree with. However, I think that part of the contract that needs to come up is that they are required to play in the bowl games. Because I've seen a lot of first stringers that have played all season to get to the bowl. Now that it's off season, they're like, I'm good. I don't want to play. And I feel like it's a kind of a jip, so to speak, on the fan base and on the ticket sales, because now I've seen ticket sales actually drop because people are realizing that you're not going to see the Heisman Trophy winner out there for a bowl game. You're not going to see your first string quarterback that you're used to seeing all season out there for the bowl game. And it's kind of started to cause a decline in the sales. What are y'all's thoughts on that? Amanda, what do you think?
I told you that the last time. I think it was last show that we were kind of talking about that.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think if you're supposed to play, you play. I don't understand how you get a choice. Like whenever, yes, with your job, everyday job, you can make the choice really if you want to go in or not, but do you want to get fired or not?
Right.
Like, you're only going to have so many chances before you get the little boot out the door. So I think that if you're supposed to play and you took on that role and that's your responsibility and that's what you came to do, then you should be out there doing it. That's my thought.
All right. All right. RC, what about you? What are you thinking?
Well, as fans and out of these universities, there's a lot of alumni. And I think they're the ones who are going to carry the ticket sales. I know for a fact my niece who went to UT Austin is taking that drive all the way to the game to see UT. So it doesn't matter to her who's playing. The fact that her team, her school is being representative, the alumni is going to show up and show out. I'm telling you right now. At least here in Texas, they are.
Yeah. In Texas, they do. Some of the lesser known teams have a little bit of a difficulty behind it. I also noticed that, given recent incidents that happened in New Orleans, there was a huge mass exodus immediately after the bowl game, the Sugar Bowl, right? Was the Sugar Bowl? And it's unfortunate. Our hearts and thoughts and prayers go out to the families that were subjected and victimized by the horrendous acts of an individual that obviously had some disturbed issues and needs the help. I hope that they all realize that one person does not impact a city. I will be very proud to say the city of New Orleans rises above, as always, whether it's a hurricane or a horrendous act like this. They were right back out there the very next day doing the busking, opening up the venues right there on Bourbon Street, right back. We are strong. We are New Orleans proud, and hats off to all of our New Orleans folks. I really am hoping to see the UFL expand a team out there. I really would love to see that.
Yeah, they deserve it.
All right, ladies. Amber, did you have your little info?
Well, instead of it being a trivia fun fact, it's a fun fact, but it's a recent fact. Shout out to Mr. Mike Evans for getting 1,000+ yards for 11 seasons straight. Guys, the last person to do it was the one and only GOAT, Jerry Rice. So to have tied that record is phenomenal. And I congratulate him and all of his hard efforts and all of his hard work. It's an amazing thing. And kudos to Mr. Mike Evans.
Very cool. Very cool.
You're up there in infamy now.
Yes. All right, everyone. Well, with that being said, Amber, you want to take us out?
All righty, guys. As always, my name is Amber, my wonderful co-host, Miss Amanda, and we are with RC. We are the A-Team with RC, your #1 rated, highly educated, all-women Wednesday sports show here on the one and only Fuel Sports Networks. Guys, gals, get out there. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your coworkers, tell everybody that'll listen. You can find us on your Amazon Fire Sticks. You can find us on your Roku devices. And as always, social media is an option to get in there. So please, please, please spread the word. Let it be known. We're here. We're not going anywhere. And we're making football and sports happen for these women out here. So thank you so much, guys, from the A-Team in the bottom of my heart. Y'all have a wonderful week, and we'll see you next Wednesday, guys.
Go Longhorns! Go Texas!